the quarterback and what he sees, which makes a determination if he stays with the play called from the huddle, or does he have to make a check, go to an audible, or go to a kill play, predicated upon what he sees from the defense. In the passing game, the determination of what is going to happen is predicated a lot upon, in the old days, we called it the Jack and Jill concept. I have to look at the two safeties and make a determination. I can't look at a corner and determine what the coverage is going to be, because a corner can be in bump and run, but then on the snap of the ball or prior to the snap, he turns and bails and runs off into a three deep concept. So just because he was pressed at the line of scrimmage at the snap does not mean he's playing, man coverage. He could be in a bail scheme, or, for example, the two safeties could split and it ends up being in a cover two shell rotation, and he's going to play a hard or squat corner on me. So we say that we want to be able to key the safety who is furthest removed from a wide receiver, a split receiver. So the rabbit, in other words, as you look at it from a defensive perspective, who has to run the farthest between the two safeties to get to a landmark to where that person has his coverage responsibility. So you try to key the two safeties, and then are the safeties splitting, going to a halves look? Is one safety going to halves and the safety on the two receiver side in a frozen rope backpedal over the number two receiver, or splitting number two and number three on a three receiver set where it looks like a quarters look read to that side? Or is the rabbit safety going into a middle third concept where they could be playing a strong zone invert scheme, or it could be a single safety man-free concept? And so, in the passing game, you want to key the safeties to get an indication of what the rotation is going to be. If safeties start to disappear from the secondary, in other words, drop down low into the box, then you want to have an indication as to whether you now are vulnerable for a side adjust principle or a hot read concept predicated upon what your protection scheme is if that safety were to come across the line of scrimmage at the snap and come in on a blitz, in other words. And then I've got to make a determination. If my protection picks it up, I stay with it. If I'm short a person in protection to that side, the ball has to come out of my hands and the ball has to replace the pressure. So the ball replaces pressure. So if the blitz is coming from a secondary guy, on my left side, then if I can't pick it up by my protection scheme as it was designed and is called, then I've got to replace that pressure, meaning him, the secondary blitzer, with the ball to take advantage of the void that's created by him vacating the secondary.